All right. Und we are live. Und we are live. As you could tell, I am not in my current situation. So that's different. Let me adjust this microphones. And then I got cable buttons and buttons and stuff all where it ain't supposed to be. Here we go. Yo, what's cracking, Lou?
You know, everything and nothing, but so excited to be there next week. Gizmo's here to say hello.
Hey, Gizmo. Hello, Gizmo. How are you doing? Listen, you want to see cool? I got my Osmo. Osmo!
Hey.
This is the Action 5. Hey, there's an update on the Pocket that allows you to webcam 4K. It just came out.
Ooh, ready to update that.
Just came out today. I should have busted it out of my backpack and used that instead. Anyway, so as you can tell, I am in the old quarters of E. This is going to be really weird to I'm used to looking at you on the screen, but the camera's all the way over there and 6400, so I can't see the side screen. And of course, the teleprompter is disconnected. So I'm just looking into a weird space. But let's go. It doesn't matter.
Hey, that's the point, right? That's the point. Is we do it how we
hey. Okay, so let's get the notion popping. So today we are going to talk about making it ugly, and the premise of the situation is as follows. We Katie and I were talking earlier in the them aren't willing to take it all back.
Oh,
and I can't explain
for themselves.
I can't explain that further without messing up what we're going to talk about in the show, but I'll explain it in the show. So,
yeah, but you've seen me do that.
Oh, 100%.
You've seen it with
100%.
me.
And you actually put me on this mission. I just want you to know, I actually pay attention to you. I don't know why, because you're not normal. But we were in, where were we? We were in Vegas, and Brad and I were having a conniption fit, and then you were like, no, but here's the reason why. And again, I'll touch on that too, but we were talking about the people with the little fake microphone, the one that looks like it's like a piece of candy, but they were like, okay, listen here, TikTok, I want to tell you about the ruins in ancient Athens when the Spartans came. And I was like, dude, get a damn mic. What the hell is wrong with you? And you're like, no, they do that on purpose. And I was like, why? And it was like to irritate people like you and Brad.
And look, the engagement, right?
But see, I think I got some more to that too. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so explain to me a little bit more about what you mean by make it ugly, because it's not just do it with the phone. You know?
Yeah. Even with the phone, and again, you know, I've told you about this before. Like my zone of happiness is in my perfectly purple box. You know what I'm saying? Hey, people, I'm in Amesbury, and unless you know how to come over here and build some internet, deal with it. This is what we got.
Oh, I see. Okay. And I called in through Zoom and not Ecamm. Do I need to change it, or is it same, no different?
Same, won't make no difference. This is a town that was invented in the 1700s. So, and the cable company is that old too. just what it is.
No AT&T fiber there yet.
No. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was trying to, before we started this, I was trying to put on the Speedify because I do have my two phones over here. We'll see if we can make that work. Anyway, yeah, so I might wear an aluminum hat if the internet gets better. It's right. That's super funny, Roy.
They burned the internet providers at the stake, so that's what.
Oh my God.
They're
Katie,
like, we don't want this.
Paul said that Amesbury Town burned the internet providers at the stake. That's why it's like this. Oh my God, Paul, that's too good. Anyway, so yeah, it's not even just shooting it with your phone. It's about being willing to just do it no matter what it looks like. And nowadays, there's actually research that states that's actually better. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people get themselves twisted over wanting to make it perfect, but the audience doesn't even care. They don't want the perfect, but they can't. You can't tell people that. You can't get it out of their head because they're still busy, hoping that there's going to be some sort of perfect solution. And
Okay, I got thoughts on this. I got
you know what I'm
thoughts
saying?
on this. Great.
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? Okay, all right, cool. I'm glad you got thoughts
Great.
because
Okay.
I really do believe that there is much more than what. Yeah. Again, this one's hard to pre-show because I don't want to ruin it, but I think
But
there's
it's good.
much more
I
to
got
it.
enough
You know what I mean?
to ask to get the clarity of what.
All right.
So some stuff has popped in the Notion.
Okay. Oh God. Yo, I know exactly what I want to say, but I don't want to say it now. That's
Save it.
That's the part that's so
If you want to
messed up.
type it in the chat so I can see for reference, you can totally do that.
Hold on. Let me move this spadiffy out the way. Oh, I need to add my phone. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to add my phone to the Speedify. Bomba clots. What you need is another cable. Man, see, listen. When you come over here, and then you know what? I'm going to have to unplug the Osmo because there's cables, and then there's Ken and Glenn say, you know what? It's my office. I'll move the cables where I want to move them, except for where they need to be. Don't tell them I said that. Might get fired.
You guys got to eat at that roast beef place down the street.
Oh, man, you going to be here in a week, man. You have to eat at that roast beef place down the street. I think it's called Gino's, if I remember correctly.
Oh, it's so good.
I was checking with the gallery, but she's concentrating on making camp stuff. It is called Gino's. Okay, we have an affirm confirmed from the
local,
the judges. The judges will accept that answer. Okay, Speedify is on, but now what I'm trying to do is connect my phone as the backup. Boom. iPhone attached. Boom. Go over here to the hot spizzle. Hotspot. Personal hotspot. Wi-Fi. Connect via USB. Boom. Choose phone from the list of devices on the network. Okay. And then connect. And work. You better work.
That's right, RuPaul.
Okay, I did it, but it ain't doing what it's supposed to do. No, I don't want no low data mode, homie. Don't need to maximize compatibility either. It says the phone is attached. All right, I think we're good. We're going to roll with it. I'm not going to listen to these people in the chat messing with me.
The recording's good, right? Looks fine on your recording.
Yeah, the recording should be good. So what
y'all catch it on the replay.
What we want to know about the people, the question for today is, are you willing to make ugly videos? If not, why? There you go. Situation.
Love it. That's a good one.
Getting right. Oh, it wouldn't be what about it. Celebrations.
Keep it going.
Wait, dude might be on the list too now. Shit, we're gonna lose all of our songs. What are we gonna sing?
Oh.
We're gonna be singing.
Because everybody can't sell
You know
it.
what I'm saying? We're gonna be singing Mozart. That's all we got. Oh my God. What's up, Dan? Dan the man. Oh, I know what it was. I was gonna ask Dan last week and then I forgot. I was gonna ask Dan about if he has ever tried making a tutorial on how to make lo-fi using his Ableton Action. I am really getting into like crafting some of these lo-fi beats. All right, so he is, I think he got it. By George, I think we've got it. All right, let's go. Speedify is working. Let's see. Hopefully the internet behaves itself now. We ain't got no time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I know. Your man's is stupid. What do you want?
Oh, I'm so excited.
I've lost my brain. So here, what this is called about 26 hours of awakeness. And so, yeah, we streaming on fumes.
And it was like, we don't have to do it. But
Fam,
I was like,
listen.
I want to, but we gotta.
Listen, you know why? You can't be bitching at folks about consistency and then
we don't do it.
Bitch out over some sleep. Like sleep is sleep.
What are we gonna do next week? Is there a time slot where we can make it happen?
We're gonna just cut. They're gonna be like, hey, where did they run off to? Them fools are streaming from the park.
Everybody's watching on the live stream.
You know that small little pond over here with the two little benches? Yeah, we're gonna be at the park.
I'm gonna bring my my handheld.
I'm sure there's a name for that park. I don't know what it is, but it's like coming from Michael Stevens Park in Amesbury, Massachusetts. All right, you ready, Paul? I just want to see Paul with his hat on backwards. He got his thug life look going on right now. All right, so let's go. Boom, boom. I think we're gonna kind of freelance this one.
I feel like that too.
Yeah,
like there's some stuff in here, but I think we got strong enough opinions.
Yeah, we're gonna freelance it. We're gonna go.
Okay, it's okay. So. I'll help drive the ship. I'll catch the squirrels.
All right. Oh, there we go. She said, I'm going to catch the squirrels. All right, I'm going to restart. I'm going to start and stop the recording.
Okay.
Whew. Just breathe it out. Hit that water. This is important to the conversation, too. And you do it all the time. I don't even know if you do it, but you do it. Mary Lou, your mic sounds epic. That is from Dan.
Cool.
My mic sounds nice.
Thank you.
Check one. All right, the recording is started.
Doc, help me set it up.
Counting it down. In 5, 4. Last chance to cough and sneeze, Katie. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, you, creator. Yes, I'm talking to you. Stop waiting for it to be perfect. It's time to just make it ugly, make it messy, and get it done. Welcome to Creators Unstuck, on the road, halfway.
Yeah, half of us is here where we're supposed to be, and the other half is still in California. But she's coming this way. Listen, man, the weather on this side is nice. It's beautiful, and the fall foliage is foliated. It's incredible. It looked like a Norman Rockwell painting when I turned the corner this morning. I was like, oh my God.
Ooh, I'm so ready for it.
A little bit chilly. It's Chilly Willy the penguin over here. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys this week about making ugly videos. Make it ugly. I swear there was a song before called Make It Ugly. I'm going to have to look into that.
It's got to be something like that, because I feel like with in dance, right? It's like when you really are getting it done, it's like your face is so ugly.
Yes.
Your face is so ugly.
Yes.
You're like,
That's where I remember it from. I remember it from dance. We used to talk about making the ugly face like when you was getting your dance on. All right, so as the first thing, I guess I'm going to throw the question out because I want to know how many people, especially the people in the live audience, if you're in the live audience, drop it down. If you catch this on replay, ask us. If you listen to this on the podcast, drop it in the comments. Are you willing to make ugly videos? And if not, why? I'm dead curious. Are you really, really ready to make them videos? And if not, why? And Dan said that Make It Ugly song was a banger. Okay, so Lou, I was thinking, we had this conversation a little bit when we were at NAB. We were sitting around the table, and Brad is a professional filmmaker. My man is award winning. He got like Emmys and Tellys all up in his office and everything, right? I spent a lot of time working with Brad on those commercials. I often did sound and lighting on those commercials, and I've been in a lot of other productions myself. And so we come from the broadcast space. So we're used to, our comfort level is full frame camera, proper lighting, proper audio, like the whole nine. But I have kids that's never won a Telly or an Emmy or any acting, any training, any film school or whatever. And on a single video of them talking into one of them little plastic microphones, talking about, all right, y'all, I want to talk to y'all about making some pour over coffee. Let's dive in. And they got like way more views than I got in my whole career, 40 some years in the business. And it's not a competition on the views, but it goes to show you that what is stopping most of the people that's hanging out with us today, what's stopping most of the people that are riding around in their car and listening to this, is this idea and this fear of being compared. But compared to whom? Like, who are you afraid to be compared to? Right? So if you're going for the gurus, the prim and proper, the polished folks in your industry, yeah, I can see how that might make you feel some type of way. So Katie and I was talking about, my favorite word, IS, today. And I was telling her, and it's something that I think we're on the same page now, that everybody has those imposter syndrome feelings, but that doesn't make it real. What happens when you was a little kid, you used to stand behind your mom and daddy when you lean out the side and you'd be like, hi, but because you knew your safe spot was right in front of that, that person, right? That person was your shield. So you were curious enough to poke your head out to see what was going on, but you weren't real enough as a human to step out on your own and be like, hey, I'm here, what's up? I'm 3 years old, my name is Mikey, and did you know that dinosaurs used to fly and run the world, right? Those kids have already instilled in themselves that I am ready to be a part of this conversation. That self-awareness, that self-confidence, as we say, allowed them to step from behind the protection of mom and daddy's leg and just roll up to random strangers and be like, hi. You see those kids at the mall. But you also see the kids at the mall that'll stick their head out between the mom and daddy leg or lean to one side and be like, hey, do you like dinosaurs? So they got the same knowledge. They know the same thing about the Pteranodactyl as Mikey, but Mikey will stand out there and just tell you. The other ones, they got to have a protection. And so it dawned on me that I won't call them the kids, that's dismissive, what the younger generation is doing, and a lot of them have to go on camera and talk because it's part of their everyday steez, is they break the barrier with a prop. Be it the little stupid microphone, be it with the cup of coffee, be it with the makeup brush. Oh yeah, these guys will make a microphone out of anything, even if it doesn't have any audio capabilities. So they're using the prop the way little kids who are told by their family that they're shy, they use the mom and daddy's legs as a thing, right? The kids that aren't told that they're shy, they just pop out. Hey, listen, which one would win, a velociraptor or a Thyclapteroph? You'd be like, what? Okay, that's my thesis. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, I think that is interesting. And to add on that, another theory I've been playing with is that we are, as creatives, we're compelled to make something. It's haunting us, right? We think about it all the time.
Yes.
But then why do we not? Why do we not? Because if you were just not going to do it, why would we be compelled to do it? So if you're the kind of person that's like, time is a construct, right? Because like really, there's so much about the world we don't know. I think it's kind of a fun thing to theorize that if you are compelled to do it, somewhere along the line, you already are doing it. So you're being pulled right now to take action so this can be fully realized somewhere else in the line.
Yes.
But we're compelled to do it. We're creatives. If we weren't meant to do this, we wouldn't be doing it. We wouldn't be thinking about it. We wouldn't be feeling like, I got it. We have to get on this call today. We have to do this podcast because we love to do this podcast. We want to share this stuff. We need to do it. So the fear that stops us is the past holding on to us, just holding on so tightly to what was before, and the future so strongly trying to pull you towards this thing that you want, and you are just stuck in the middle.
And we're here to get you unstuck.
Let's get them scissors. Grab the scissors. Let's go.
Because you're right. What you're linking on to is the past. So right before I was telling Katie, I think it boils down to, even for some of us, hey, you was all gung-ho at school. You remember, you ask a little kid now, kindergarten, first grade, whatever. I say kindergarten, that's right. Up to first grade, they love school. What you going to do? I'm going to school today. They're excited. And then when you about third grade, Miss Crabtree asked you to come to the board. The minute you start having to go to the board and you say what you got to say and you're all proud, you put your chalk down, you start walking back, and the teacher's like, oh, no, that's not it. And then instead of the other kids was like, all right, good job. Next time. With all the other kids were like, stupid, And then now you get scared, right? Now you never want to see the board again. Now you don't want to stand up in front of nobody and say nothing, because as kids, we're so brutal. I think kids today might be a little better. I'm not sure. I'm too far removed. But back in my day, kids was brutal. Kids was brutal.
Right, because they didn't have the internet to bully other people. So they just had to bully people in real life. So you got to bully it in
class, right? So it's a possibility that the thing that has everybody out here scared to put out what they know is they're afraid of how they're going to be judged. Mm-hmm. And that's a human nature thing. Like, I fully get that. But again, I think where I go crazy with the whole imposter syndrome situation is everybody has that, and people were having that before you found the label. Now what people do is use that label as an excuse not to do the work. And going back to your point, as a creator, you are compelled to create, right? Okay, let's first start. Everybody's a creator. Whether they like it or not, every person on the planet is a creator. You create drama, you create tension, you create happiness, right? You create wealth. I mean, everybody's a creator in some way, shape, or form. But like what we're doing with the content creating, we're compelled. And we actually feel a little bit thrown off on the days where we can't make something. And so what happens is this idea comes to your head and you're like, yo, I got to get this out. And what my boy Brad and I would do, I keep dragging Brad into this because I want to be by myself, but it's me too. You know,
but he was there.
So, hey, he's a part of it because we was all there. So because we come from the pro space, we're compelled to get out all of our pro stuff to make a piece of content. Whereas Lou, who also comes from the pro space, went and got a vaccine or something about, I'm going to just do this. Because I have seen Lou decide to make a piece of content while she's opening up a mint green, look like somebody farted a tube of Crest KitchenAid mixer. And I'm like, she's just going to make this content while she's opening up a seafoam green mixer like it's 1962. But you just do it, right? I've seen you got that thing, I forgot what they call it, the blending, and you be over here, hey, y'all, let me explain something to y'all about Ecamm. And then I'd be like, stop blending and just say what you got to say. She'd be blending it up. She'd be like, listen. And then take the pause to get around the lip. And then what you need to do is just open up your browser and go to the link right here. I'd be like, girl, listen. So that's brilliant because because you're willing to make ugly videos, which ain't technically ugly because you do this on purpose, you still make it look nice. But because you're willing to do that, you are giving everybody else permission to just do it. The more people like Brad and I come out, we're scaring everybody. Not intentionally, but we got all of the camera bros feel like they got to be in their best camera space, in their best light, in their best full frame, in they, bokeh. You don't need bokeh. You want bokeh. Now we got all the muggles wanting bokeh. But now the muggles want bokeh not because bokeh's aesthetic. The muggles want bokeh so they don't got to clean their room. And then we get frustrated that they got the wrong kind of bokeh because it's just called zoom blur, which bokeh ain't. So here's the self-fulfilling prophecy now. When they zoom blur, we lose our cookies. That's not how you do it. What you need to do is get a Sigma 16 with a 2.8 and put yourself approximately 6 feet from the back wall and make sure the light is right. So you can, now we complicated it. But all they were doing was trying to emulate us. They just didn't know what they were doing.
But then they feel like they get in trouble.
Right.
Right. Oh, you did it wrong. As opposed to I don't know, there's other options too.
Yes.
I see what you're trying to do. How about you try it this way?
Yes.
You want to do it for real.
Thank you. So unintentionally trying to teach people, we've kind of gate kept making the video because at the end of the day, I was watching something just the other day and all of the B-roll is from the 70s. So the picture is terrible. But the content was on fire. It was a deep conversation about this school that was designed to, quote unquote, reprogram kids back in the day when they thought some of the stuff that we consider normal now, they thought required reprogramming. So all the B-roll was from the 70s. So the joint is in 4K, but it might as well not been 4K because it was 85% B-roll and about 15% talking head. The talking head's in 4K. All the B-roll is 1970s footage. And it was intriguing. I was all up in the screen.
That goes to a point that you were talking about a little bit in the pre-show, that it's okay, the stuff that doesn't look super polished is maybe better in performance wise, right? In performance. Now,
yes,
my opinions on this, my opinions here is if it looks like trash, but the content's not good, then it's not good. If it looks like a movie, but the content's not good, it's not good.
Yes.
The common thing here is if it's not good, it's not good.
Bingo, bango, pickle, bumbleclot, mango. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to reiterate that, and I don't think I can say it, but if it looks like trash, but the content is good, it's good. If it looks like a movie, but the content is not good, it's not good. If it looks like trash and the content is not good, it's not good. So the running thread is the content just has to be good. Bingo. That's it. That's it.
Because the quality, right? So
and people get that quality messed up though. Hold up before you use the Q word. People think quality is looking like Brad and I did it. But no, quality means you speaking knowledge to power. You're helping somebody. You're on purpose. You're giving them a thought provocative situation. You're providing entertainment. You're providing wisdom. You're providing shortcuts to help, not go through a struggle or pain, right? You're like, hey, we got some crazy weather situations going on. Here's how you can have your go bag ready 24/7. So when they tell you to get the heck out of Dodge, all you got to do is grab these things, jump in the whip, and head north or south or east or west, whatever, right? Like those type of informations would be gold. If you're going to tell somebody, hey, to save 15% in their car insurance by switching to Geico, that information is good. Nobody cares with that shot on. You don't need a Martin Score squeezy up in there.
Yes, right. And that's with art in general. I think about fashion, right? I think about fashion a lot. I like to dress nice, but I know that that's for me. right? When I
Yes.
show up to some place, like there's places where it's appropriate to dress a certain way, right? You want to respect the situation. So, in terms of content, if I'm making something that like they're like this, here's the magic key, whatever you make with this thing is going to win an Oscar, like maybe I want to make it look nice because that's that party, right? But then also maybe not, because you think about even with fashion, you could grab all sorts of stuff from the thrift store and it will look fabulous. You will look
Fabuloso.
better than everybody and nobody will know because it's all in how you put it together. What is the quality of the content of the outfit of the person wearing it and how you wear it? So when you have your videos, make it look amazing, make it look like you just whatever threw it together. It really is more about what is the video about and how is it presented. Because we could shoot this beautifully, right? If Doc and I started with a, hey, Doc, wait,
We can't be that bad on purpose. I've tried.
you know, that's it. It doesn't matter how nice it looks, but
Yeah.
we could be the best presenters, speakers ever, and like give really compelling interviews, and it be shot on, an old phone, right? Like the newer phones are all very good, but it's like iPhone 4, right? Okay, it's still gonna be good.
Man, you know what's funny? I just was in the plane and I was watching on the flight over here. Becca Versace, sounds like Versace but with an F. She's showing that her favorite camcorder of all time is the iPod Nano with little video in the back, right? It's circa like 2009 or whatever. And the footage is good. It's not good in the sense that, it rivals what we could do with the crappiest camera phone today. It's good in it brings a certain level of real and nostalgia and like love to it. Now,
It's a vibe.
hottest camera of the year last year, the Fujifilm X106, actually this year. And last year was the 5. But you know why people want that joint? So they can put on nostalgic filters. Because everything else is so pure and clean, like it lacks a little bit of humanness to it. Like your highlights are never blown, your shadows are perfectly lifted, your dynamic range is dynamic. It's missing that je ne sais quoi. Wait, don't use French words in front of the Canadian lady. She might know what they mean.
Okay, so a question to kind of pose to the group as well is: have you found in your history ever as a creative found yourself waiting for permission? And this to you, Doc, like anywhere in your career, not necessarily as a content creator, could have been anything creative you wanted to do that you waited for permission.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, here's the funny thing. I think okay, this is going to make a little bit of crazy sense. And I know you're not a sports person, so I got to come up with a different metaphor or a different analogy, but my sports people understand this. You couldn't play ball, quote unquote, hashtag serious ball, until you were going to be helmet, until you was going to be shoulder heads, until you was going to have an athletic supporter with a protection cup, and then some hip pads and some knee pads and some thigh pads. Now you can go play ball. But you know what games were the most fun? Was just pick up in the street. Like, we ain't got nothing. We used to put Nancy Drew novels in our pants and tape them so that you could hit harder, And then it makes you wonder, though, why is football F more popular than football FOOT? It don't require no equipment. You don't need permission. All you gotta do is drop something round in the middle of the street and start kicking it and try to make a goal, which could be this can and this can. It could be this tree and this tree. It could be this pile of clothes and this pile of clothes. I've played that game of football. Why is it the number one sport in the world? because every country from poor to rich can play this sport. But in American football, you need a minimum $150 worth of equipment just to get started. And that's when you need the permission, you see? So, and again, why is street dance bigger than ballet? You don't need no shoes. You can street dance barefooted. But in ballet, you need toe shoes. Because if you do that mess on your bare toes, bro, you're going to hurt. You're going to hurt hardcore, right? So I think for us to put this in the creator realm, TikTok was always ugly. There was nobody doing studio TikToks until software like Ecamm came along that allowed you to have a studio. You always had to just do it with your phone and some fake prop to pretend like, nah, here's what's so dumb. You just made me think of something. When you was a little kid and you go into the bathroom and you would get the brush and you slide out, tweedledee, tweedledee, and you would do your little Michael Jackson, you rock in the treetop. They just brought that back. All they did was bring back what we always did in the house. We had a broom, lemonade, that cool, refreshing drink. And, we would be pretending. Whatever we had, we would air guitar with tennis rackets and badminton rackets and broomsticks and whatever. So all they did, because it was musically first, it gave you the permission to just make your Tom Cruise risky business videos in the house.
To play.
You was allowed to play. Whereas on YouTube, we was trying to take over TV because YouTube's icon is basically a TV. So musically, now TikTok started out with permission to make ugly videos. And on YouTube, we was trying to get to TV. Well, YouTube done fixed it now. YouTube is saying make ugly videos too. They've given you all the permission in your world. So I just hope, literally this one is kind of off the cuff because it's somewhat of an epiphany to me, but I want you to give yourself permission, anybody listening, give yourself permission to go make some ugly videos, especially those of us over 40. Those of us, Gen X's, we did it. We came from ugly videos. We came from the camera that went like that every couple of seconds while your granddad was holding it. So we thought it was cool to be, at grandpa's on this until, grandpa showed it to you every Sunday because, his dementia's kicking in. It's like, Pops, we done seen this vacation over and over and over. But, the old videotapes, like Katie did be showed on the VHS club, in the middle of the movie, in the best part, the tape would go, you just wait a second until it come back, right? And we was cool with that. Nobody cared. Remember when we used to tape all the videos off of MTV?
Yes.
But because we had recorded over that tape so many times, Paul would be like, wake up now, tell me. And it wasn't her dancing. That was just the tracking in the VHS. Be like, hey. And then in the middle of your music video, you're all good. And then Oprah pop up. Mom, who recorded over my tape? So the other young kids is going to be like, what? Look, Minnie was recording Young and Restless. So same thing, right? When Victor leaned in, he'd be like, Jackie, I just wanted to tell you. You. What? He what? You got to call up your friend. Yo, Grace, what did he say?
What did he say?
Victor said he wanted a divorce. I think I got those names right. I used to watch them in the back corner with my mom and my sister.
So on the concept of permission.
Yes.
And making it ugly or making it nice. I argue that even the people like, pick on Brad some more. I remember talking with Brad. He's not here to defend
himself.
Yeah, poor Brad. And he's just like, oh, but like, I can't because of I make the videos like this. Well, it's like, well, what's stopping you? Just do it that way then, if that's what you want to do. Like, if you want to make it nice, then you have to do it.
But
it's
see,
like the people aren't doing.
I think that his clients would appreciate that he's still normal. because they're only used to seeing this really, really polished work. But if there's a picture of him and my nephew, running around and he recorded it with like an old school vintage camera, whatever, I think people would be intrigued to see that. Like, what does a filmmaker do? How does he tell the story when all of his equipment is not really there? How does he tell the story with the, I got to get a prop. Hold on. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. 1 second.
Ow! And off he goes with permission. Now, you guys in the chat, like, are there things that you were like, I did not do it because I was waiting for permission? Like, I definitely have that myself as well. What'd he get? What'd he get?
This piece right here.
That's nice.
Is a Mavica. This is the OG record pictures and videos into a CD Mavica from Sony. This is what the Cybershot became. Where's the hole in the bottom of my headphones? There it is. Isn't that crazy? Like, it's round because you put the CD in here in order to record to it. But like, yeah, and I know because we had one of these, Brad would still make dope content. Look, this is the mechanism that you record on, right? So yeah, I just want to challenge people to get over that thing. Man, perfection is hard. And I think it's funny because we have a whole bunch of us that be teaching people all the time, like, get over the perfection, just do it. But I think even a lot of us, we won't do it to a certain extent because we think that our peers are going to come in and be like, what the heck was that? It wasn't for you. I'm not making content for my peers. I'm making content for y'all. Right?
That's why, like, if I hold a microphone or if I'm doing makeup during my videos, I'm not worried if Doc doesn't like it.
Yeah, and she calls me out. She be like, I'm going to hold this mic, and Doc going to say something, but you know what? I don't care. Listen, I just wanted to let you know that if you do this, and I've heard you say that in a couple of videos, so I'm like, yo, I'm not going to call nobody out no more. Because we do not want to, like, accidentally gatekeep the funness of, like, we enjoy the hell out of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's cool when I see someone outside with a guitar just like playing to the street. Like, see kids, Hawaii, it's not uncommon to see kids walking down the street playing an ukulele, just, group of friends. And they're not really saying any songs or making any noise. They're just strumming and walking. But that means that they haven't got to the point where they're afraid or nervous or going to be told by somebody that that's somehow wrong. And so even though the person walking by might only get to hear a couple of strums, they're sharing their music with the world. Somebody could just be having a bad day and some kid walks by and you hear a couple chords of Israel Kamaka Viviola and you're like, oh, bro, I remember that song. Let me go play that in my iPod real quick. And then you're back. You back out of your funk, right?
Yeah.
You always smile when the busker is in the subway, no matter what they're playing. The buskers are playing. Or in Japan, it's really common to have those pianos in the mall. Same in Taiwan. They'll just have a piano in the mall, just sit down and play. And of course, everybody plays an instrument. So you always have somebody playing, and it's just nice. There's something nice about that.
Here's another thing for people to think about. If you're resistant to making it ugly, or you're resistant to making it because of insert excuse here, right? I'm too old. I'm not pretty enough. I don't have the right gear. I don't have the lights. I don't have the thing. I don't have the thing. I don't have the thing. You're thinking about the wrong thing.
Yes.
Because again, you're compelled. This thing has been dropped into you, compelled to share. If you don't share it, this is your responsibility to share it in whatever the most efficient way is you can do it. Not the most beautiful way. The most efficient way you can get this out of you. That's why these things are dropped into you, and you need to output it in the most efficient way possible with whatever you have on hand.
So what does the no makeup bedhead videos look like to me and Al? Because we don't have no hair.
What does it look like for you guys?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. We ain't got no hair, so We don't have no
Yeah.
man. We got less excuse, Al. We got less excuse. We cannot just pop up, no makeup, bedhead. We don't have any.
Skincare.
We would have
You
the
put on your
wrinkle.
sunblock.
No, it'll be the wrinkle from the fabric then smashed into the face. That's about it. You're very correct on something though, right? Even if it's not the fear of making the ugly videos, there's still something that's holding the people back based off of a weird condition they put on themselves, that they don't realize that those conditions that they're putting on themselves are often somebody else's thoughts too. Like you're owning somebody else's thoughts, and it ain't none of their business, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not their business until they come up and they've purchased enough of your products to have some input to be like a shareholder, whether it's, through, financial input or just time spent. Like I'll listen to you guys when you guys say, hey, let's do this. Okay, cool. Because you guys invested enough time, right? So your input matters. But I think a lot of times we are worried about the people that's not even your audience, bro. Okay, so running back to Tom. When Tom would tell his stories about, no, that they didn't pay me, like they just sent me this and I get to say what I want or whatever. I'm like, bro, every time you justify that, you're justifying it to people who ain't part of the crew. The people that are part of the crew, we already know this. We know you're a good guy. You don't got to explain that to us. You wasted 3 minutes on this video so you don't get called out by some a-holes in the comment. And you made the rest of us sit through that. Who's more important to you, us or the a-holes in the comment? And he was like, you're right. And he's like, I'll try to stop doing it. And he's much better at it now. Every once in a while, like it still kicks in because the a-holes in the comment, they got a lot of power, like it or not. But, I'm like, yeah, don't worry about them, dude. Worry about those of us who actually show up every week and just want to, just happy to see you doing what you love. And we don't care. We don't care road sent it to you. We're not jealous. We're not hating in the comments.
So speaking of comments, okay, Minnie had a really great point. The potential of rejection is sometimes what might stop people. What do you feel about that as far as the reality and like the reaction?
Okay, so the first thing is, and I'm going to be straight up factual, Minnie, you, myself, Mary Lou, Dan, Al, Carla, Luis, also in the chat. All of us are POCs. We get rejected about 300 times a day. We don't even know it. We get rejected about 50 times a day to our face still in 2024. Shouldn't happen, but it happens. Okay? All of the females, same thing. You guys get it all the time. You walk into Home Depot, you exactly with your list, getting what you want, and some dude comes over to you, oh, can I help you? Nah, I came to get a T-ball joint with a left flange or whatever. It's like, oh, did your husband give you lens? My husband don't know how to fix plumbing. You dipshit, get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. And I'm just like, damn, son, he just came here, thought you didn't know what you was doing. And, the lady's shirt said Wahine Construction, which Wahine is Hawaiian word for woman, right? The dude came to tell her how to do something. She's a licensed GC. It said right on the T-shirt, but he didn't see that. All he seen was a lady looking confused. He was confused because the aisle is disorganized. How about you straighten up the aisle? So we get that every day. It's none of their business. Sorry. What anybody else thinks of you is none of your business. Just ignore it. I mean, again, you're spending time on the wrong audience.
Yeah, I like that notion whenever... I don't know where that first dropped into my head was that like other people's opinions is none of your business.
Yeah. I got that
because it's not. Yeah. It's not our business. That's on them. That's their thing.
It is their hang up that they're trying to put on you. Mm-hmm. Right? So, hey, listen, confession. This is my confession. When I say, I got to go this way so the mic works. Forgive me, creators, for I have sinned. When I say to Mary Lou, why these damn kids out here talking into that little bitty microphone? That's about you, Doc. Them kids don't care about fake microphones. Yeah, there you go. You see, there it is. So exactly, it was me because I'm the audio guy. I want the audio to be good. Don't be talking to the stupid fake microphone. But they don't care. And some of them, are printing cash with that fake microphone, slinging whatever current is right, ice makers and this gel makeup. If you open TikTok, 1, 2, third video is an ice maker. 4, 5, 6 video is a fake gimbal for the phone that tracks you while you record your TikTok lives. And then 1, 2, 3 more scrolls, and it's going to be this green makeup that's supposed to do something to pull the things out of your skin. Just trust me. Open your TikTok app and test that theory right now, and come back and chat. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I swear that's what's popping right now. Yeah, so it's none of their business. Yeah,
it's not their business, but it is a fear that I can acknowledge people have, right? And I can acknowledge that it is something that you need to start working through. That's like, I feel like, we have all these like the levels of creator confidence.
Yes.
Or the levels of getting to, first you're like, I don't know what to do. I can't do it. Then you're like, okay, I can do it. I know a little bit, but then I'm scared to put anything out. And then you are putting things out, but then people are saying mean things to you. And then you're putting things out and people are saying nice things to you. And you're like, but I know what I'm doing. And then you eventually get to the point of like, I don't care. I'm doing this. This is who I am. I put stuff out. Like that's where I get to is it does not matter. I will be making videos.
Yep.
Like we were sitting at that table. And I was like, Doc, I'm going to unpack your bag. He's like, okay. And I made a whole video about it.
I'm like, why is she in my bag? I don't even keep my weed in there.
That wouldn't be for me.
I was like, what is she doing? She just dumped my whole bag on the table and started making weird little B-rolls with it. And I was like, what the heck? That video was fire, son. That video was so good.
And it was just because like we were talking, we were hanging out. I was like, oh, this is kind of a fun little idea that I had, but I wasn't thinking so hard about like, where is this going to fit into my content strategy? Right. I just was like, I think it would be funny to know what's in Doc's bag.
And made it good. And then her and Brad coming in with the special effects. Hey, let's roll the tape in. let's put the name on the tape. And I'm like, what the heck are you guys doing? But it was such a great video. And again, listen, Dan said something in the chat, and I want to highlight this. I think it should be a sticker, a T-shirt, or something that we live by. Gravitate to those who appreciate. That's so good. That is just a freaking gem. That is a gem spicy right there. Gravitate to those who appreciate. Those other folks, it's not even about you, man. Again, and if you are basically pretty much any of the others, you're always going to be judged. So if it's like, you ever seen those people that's like, I'm going to die, so let me go out swinging. And so they start having fun. They go everywhere. They go skydiving. They do all that other stuff. Because the end is inevitable. Well, technically for all of us, the end is inevitable. Let's be real about this. So if you're going to be judged anyway, you might as well do it. Because you're getting judged if you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get judged by something different, but you're getting judged if you don't do it. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy, but it's true.
And what we do here as creators is something that's really special.
Yes.
And it's a really special time to be doing it because already, like, we feel like, oh, everybody's a content creator, but they're not. We think everybody's a content creator because we are in groups of content creators. But you go out into the world to like the grocery store, there's people who are just lawyers and they're just doing whatever the other things that they're doing. There's a whole world of ways you can go and express yourself. And when you come into the creator world, I can see where it's easy. We're like, well, they're doing better than me and they're doing this. But like you actually just being here and putting yourself on video once on the internet, you are doing way more than still so many other people who are like, I wish I could do that. You know what I'm
intrigued by, Lou? I'm intrigued by when I roll into Whole Foods in Honolulu and I see like a tourist in the grocery store with the little GoPro out and they just shooting everything, right? And before I think I would never do that because I thought somebody would have something to say. But see, the tourists, they're not from your neighborhood. So they don't know nobody. So they constantly roll around with the GoPro. And then I remember I said this the other day. I was in Whole Foods and I seen the dudes running around in Whole Foods exploring with the GoPro. And I was like, I would never do this at home. But you know what I be doing in Japan? In the Horo Furus? I be with the GoPro. Well, it's a 360 or this, be walking around in their whole store, just doing everything and think nothing of it. But at home, I will do that mess because, again, we probably think somebody going to say something to us. Just be a tourist in your own hood. That's a good place to start. To take up this challenge of create ugly videos, go be a tourist in your own hood and see what you discover. You might discover some mess you ain't seen in a minute.
When we were in our pre-planning stage of the show altogether,
yes,
there's something that came up that was a coffee challenge. And it was like kind of just like a concept, but I think it was like really good idea because I love time challenges because, okay, we all have 5 minutes to make a video. If I'm sitting here at my desk with all my lights on my camera on, I'm just going to shoot it here. I'm not going to go intentionally just do it on my phone if this is already ready. But maybe I'm making my coffee and I don't have the lights on. I don't have the camera on, but I have my phone in my hand because I'm scrolling and I'm looking for all these things that Doc's recommending on TikTok. So I could just take that moment and do a video there. Right?
Yeah.
And that practice of like, just start talking, set yourself a time trial. And with coffee, I like because you got to heat it up, right? So there is like a certain amount of time your water has to take to boil. And if you're like, whatever is in this window of time, like, cause you can think about it going up to it and you can do it while you're so tired.
It's all good. But yeah. You started mentioning coffee. I was like, I ain't had one of them in a minute.
Yeah, he's like, I had coffee once.
I'm looking at that machine over there like,
Should have got one before you started.
But I thought about that.
Think about some time trials that you can do to get better.
It could be coffee. It could be a bunch of different things. Okay, so that original challenge came up, and I called it the coffee challenge because I do coffee 2 ways. We have a super automatic machine, just like the one in the office, which you've seen before. Or occasionally, I still like to do a pour over because there's something about the ritual of making a pour over that gives me like 10-ish minutes to reflect, right? So I thought, it used to be 15 because I had to boil water like a normal human. Now I got a electric boiler. Press the button. So
it's the best.
The fellows, like it's made for coffee. Anyway, in that time frame, you're literally standing in one spot. So instead of just standing there scrolling the gram, how about you stand there and feed the gram or feed the YouTube, right? And thanks to you and CapCut, they drop 50 templates on you every day. All you got to do is plug in photos or videos, throw some words over top. You know what I'm saying? Dan just made that comment earlier about, being with the people who appreciate you, right? Levitate to those who appreciate. I could take that one comment and be like, today I heard, levitate to those who appreciate. Tomorrow I will live by this saying. And then, boom, CapCut. I ain't had to shoot nothing. I didn't have to show up. I didn't have to comb my hair. I didn't have to put on no makeup. I didn't have to be like Mary Lou with the blender, all up in the cut. I could just do that in CapCut in seconds while the coffee is percolating, and then send it. You're sending out a positive message. I am a content creator and a creator coach, so it works in it's in the right theme. It's just being out there. You know what I'm saying? And then people are like, well, what about, I don't want to make stuff that's not outside of my niche. I didn't believe I just said that crooked. It's a niche. It's like quiche. Bro, I looked at your channel. Yes. You got 6 videos. Yes. You got no niche. Your niche is empty. Run it. You need to run it
You're
over.
like, which niche? Which niche we talking about?
Right? You need to run it over with a cup full of, because I'm saying right now, you ain't got nothing.
Which niche, bish?
Okay, listen. My friend came with me the other day. He just bought a bikini company at home, and he came in one day and he asked me some advice, and he was talking about building up the YouTube channel because the company that he bought, they had sort of let the channel die. They used to be active, and they just got, they got in their fields, and I don't want to be on social media type of thing. And he goes, what do I do? I was like, what I'm going to tell you, you're going to hate. But I need you to go create 100 videos and then hit me up. And he goes, why? I'm like, because I don't have any analytics to tell you what to do with less than 100 videos. And then he thought about it, and he goes, but why? I say, hold up, before you ask but why, I go, before you bought the company, did you ask them for their financials? Yes. What were you looking for? Key market indicators, sales trends, blah, 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 blah. And I just did like that. And he was like, all right, asshole, got you. I saw him the other day. He goes, I'm about 60 videos into that 100. I'll see you in 3 weeks. I'm like, bet. I get back in 3 weeks. But you know what I'm saying? So I had to flip it because he's a business dude, right? He buys businesses and kind of fixes them up and then either keeps them or sells them. And so I had to flip on him the same stuff he does when he's trying to rescue a business. Because he was about to be like, but I don't want to do 100 videos because, but it's the same thing, bro. It's no different. Without the proper data, you can't really do nothing. So also in the same token, don't get scared in the cut because somebody else got something to say while you're in the middle of your thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge a butterfly while it's still in chrysalis. I think that's the right word. Chrysalis.
Yeah.
I don't know, Billy Idol. Last night my little sister came dancing to my room. Sorry.
Oh, here's another question. Another question for everyone.
Yeah.
Aren't you tired of acting like you don't know what you're doing when you actually do? Aren't you tired of that?
Oh my God, Mary Lou. Hold up. Listen, we're not supposed to break the fourth wall, but hold up. Katie, I have speakers on. Mary Lou just said, aren't you tired of acting like you don't know what you're doing when you really do? Whoa, come on, sis. Come on. Yo, that is.
Did I just break everyone? Listen, and this is
hey, I'm about to pull. Look, Dan said, Lord. That is so good because, oh my God, I can't even think. That was a punch in the face right there.
Mm-hmm. So this is a talk I had with myself. Okay, so this is like not even pointed at everyone, but I know we're all doing this. But I had to sit and talk to myself. I was like, girl, aren't you tired of acting like you don't know what you're doing when we all know you know what you're doing? And even if you don't know, you will figure it out as you go because you always have.
Come on.
Just like, here's a Gizmo, my cat. See, Gizmo's like, Lord.
Wow. Yo. Yes. Minnie said playing small. I did a stream a little while back and I was like, what is keeping you playing small? So it's the same thought process. Thank you, Minnie, for connecting that dot. But look, Carla said, stop, Mary Lou. She said, just stop. But that's so crazy, right?
That's it. That's all I have.
Like, yo, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. You can get books. You can get books at the back, or you can pick them up on Amazon Distributing.
That's my Lou Talk. That's it. It's just
welcome to my Lou Talk. That is so good, and like, listen, I hate to think this, but an art teacher told me this when I was in the 7th grade. She like, don't be one of those people walking around the class to everybody saying that their picture is ugly just so everybody in the class can be like, no, that looks good. Mm-hmm. Right? That's the same thing. People acting like they don't know, they're not ready, so they can keep getting attaboys from everybody. Like, nah, man, that's useless. What Torah said, this person being the asshole. Like they asking you for the advice and they don't do nothing about it. That's what Tora says. Tora says, don't be an asshole. And then she said, if you need a timed video, put some relaxer in your head. And when that joint starts to burn, time's up.
That's the time to take it out. That's the time to take it out.
Yo, that is, oh my God, Lou, you killed him, man. I think you have to go in the pick of the week. I need time to recover from that joint.
Pick of the week. Pick of the week. What am I going to do?
Oh my God, that was so good.
I didn't even think about it ahead of time. Oh, here, this one. Okay, so this one's going out of commission. This is from Lush. It's a lotion called Charity Pods. Okay. If you guys have a Lush, they are discontinuing this, and this is my favorite lotion. I'm not saying get it and give it to me, but I'm saying you should get it and experience it while it's still around. Yeah, this was like, it's just so nice. And like part of it goes to charity, part of the cost, the purchase goes to charity. So it was like that feel good, but also the lotion's actually very good too. So yeah, that's my grab something off the desk pick of the week.
All right. So I got one for you that's going to, maybe you've heard 1,000 times. You may have got it. Maybe you haven't. But this week I had a good chat with the Gold Group in my membership. And I was talking to them about traveling and not having a VPN. And they're like, I don't even know why I need that. And I'm like, what? What? I had to hit them with yeah. No, man, listen. If you travel at all, if you use any public Wi-Fi's, if you like to hang out at the cafe, we meet every day at the same cafe, 6:30, and I know where you've been. All right, let's see who got that one. Somewhere between Dan and Al, they know. Anyway, you do not want to be out in these here streets just willy-nilly connecting the Wi-Fi's without having your back protected. So I want to give Surfshark. And you'll see on the interwebs, if you're watching the YouTube for 5 minutes, somebody going to talk about NordVPN, somebody talk about ExpressVPN. I switched from Nord to Surfshark because Surfshark allows me to put it on all my devices for a single price. So that means I got 6 Macs and Apple Vision Pro and like 2 phones, and I had 2 iPads. One of them is in Paul's hands at this point. I have a bunch of various devices that I use, including my Apple TVs or whatever, and you just pop a Surfshark on there because it can protect you whenever you have to use a network that's not that secure. But also anytime you're doing any banking or government, when you got to put your government name, transactions, whatever, I fire up Surfshark so that you can protect your neck. If you find yourself getting a metric ton of calls and spams and things like that, a lot of that information is passed when you're surfing the net on jacked up Wi-Fi's. And when you're traveling, airport is the worst. So the current scam happening right now, and I want you to be very weary of this, most of the planes are connected, right? When Katie and I have to fly JetBlue has a connection up in there, right? If you fly Delta, Delta has a Sky connection. What people are doing is taking portable Wi-Fi units or sharing the internet connection on their computer, and they're naming it very close to what the Delta or the JetBlue one is, right? Or whatever airline. It doesn't have to be those two. That's part of the story. When you connect to that, you're not connecting to the plane. You're connecting to that person's laptop. And the minute you connect, they start jacking what they can jack. And they're not going to sit there and do the work in the plane. They're just going to pull what they can. And when they get on the ground, they're going to sell your name, your information as an active user. And then all of a sudden, you're getting spam out the yin-yang. So don't be leaving home without it. Sorry, Amex. But you need to get yourself Surfshark. You can pick any of them. I just pick Surfshark. There you go. Protect your name.
Cool. That's good. I need to get that installed because we're all going to be descending upon Amesbury. Not all of us, but a lot of us, right? We're all going to be there creating, and you'll leave there feeling like, yes, I got to do it. I can do it. We can do it. Right.
Big Rich
and that's where
it is. Big Rich got the Mrs. Jones reference. Thank you, Rich. And Dan.
Your people, they know your musical library. But this thing, you're going to go to this event. If you're coming to Creator Camp, you're going to leave feeling amazing and invigorated and excited. If you can, just take a moment and remember that so you can tap into it later, because you have access to that all the time.
Yes.
You have access to it all the time.
Yes, you do. It's a faucet. Okay.
Yeah, so, you just save a little bit, but it's never going to run out.
See,
you just
Mary
have to
Lou,
know to
you
turn it on.
understand something, because both of us have been, acting or acting adjacent. The best part of acting, performing, is being able to turn on a feeling so that you can convey that to your audience. So if you can come to camp and get jazzed up, motivated, dedicated, excited, never duplicated. If you can turn that on for camp, we out here fired up. Why you got to get back home and then be like, doldrums? Just hit a camp switch in your head. You know what I mean? We code switch all day. People, we listen, especially bilingual households, or especially, the POCs, or even people of a certain age trying to talk to their teens. You code switch all of the time. You be getting big mom energy and trying to rizz out, so just code switching yourself. Be like, I'm in creator mode. Hey, let's go. Let's do this. You can go back to whatever kind of vert you want to call. I'm Gerald the Vert. You can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. But when it serves you, right? It doesn't serve you to call yourself one of those Harry Coverts. I prefer George Levert. Oh, Casanova. Sorry. There you go. Minnie said, turn on that tap. Exactly. So you can turn it on anytime. We see that all the time. There's a running joke, but it's true. How much work do you get done the day before vacation?
Oh, so much.
Yeah, why don't work like that every day though?
Right?
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
so
I was like the kid that always, like, when the homework was due, it's like I could not prepare, and then the day before, and then I'm like, why don't I do this always? I could have finished this weeks ago.
That was me until about a couple of years into college, and then I was like, I'm gonna just do it right away instead of waiting to the last minute. Because it never failed. There's a big concert or a big rave or something popping off that weekend, and then you over here trying to chase the dragon. But yeah, it's super funny. Everybody does that, man. Everybody does that. So you just have to remind yourself that these switches, these things you're waiting for. I say that about the beginning of the year. Oh, January, I'm going to make a New Year's resolution. What's your New Year's resolution, Doc? 6K. I'll wait till New Year's. I can turn that joint on whenever I feel like it. The days are cyclical.
We can start now.
Start now. Boom.
All right. So I saw in the chat, it came up a little bit somebody feeling like they got permission. You have permission. Mm-hmm. If you're somebody who needs to hear the permission, Doc and I give you permission.
we need a magic wand. Permission granted.
You permission. One more time. On 3, 2, 1.
Permission granted.
You have permission, but you got to give that to yourself too. Whenever I first was getting into entertainment, and I was like, oh, I would be so good as a host. I would be so good on a YouTube channel, right? I just need somebody to hire me. Oh,
you said that, you talked about this before. I think you should reiterate that, because that's actually a lot of gold in there.
Yeah, it's like I wanted to work in entertainment, and I knew I was I could see, so I'd be so good in this. I would just kill it. I would just kill it. I could make the video. I could do the whole thing. I could be in the video. I just need somebody to give me the job. Or what I'm doing now is I hired myself. I was like, fine, give yourself the job. And then here we are. Right. So if you waited, if I would have waited for this permission, I would still be waiting. Like little gigs here and there, sure. But I think even the progress, if you are looking for, you're somebody who's trying to like get hired out for things, the already doing of the thing is going to put you in a better position to be hired for the thing. Right. But if you're not doing it, then they don't know what to hire you for. Then you're not doing it.
Carla said, y'all are on something today, but this is great. No, Carla, this is your man is on no sleep. So yes, I'm losing it. Listen, I just, they always used to say, fake it till you make it. But in the creator world, it might be the only place you have to make it until you make it.
Mm-hmm. You got to make it till you make it.
You got to make it till you make it. And most importantly, you need to decide what that making it is, not somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You might not need whatever the heck Jimmy has now, 350 million subs or whatever. You might not need that to consider it made. Like, you can never be Jimmy Beast Donaldson. It is impossible. Only he can be him. Right? So you have to decide what that success looks like for you. You know what I mean? As a reminder, besides, if you're willing to make, I need to see the chat fire up right quick. If you're willing to make ugly videos, just type ugly in the chat. And for a bonus round, tell us what success looks like to you. Because if you set that intention today, you're more likely to get there. You cannot get in your car and be mad at the GPS when you ain't told it where you're going. Player.
And then with
rerouting. Rerouting where? I don't know. You didn't make no mark neither. You don't be mad at me. I'll play some Lawrence Welk up in this piece until you tell me where we're going. Okay, go ahead.
Right. And you think about it, if we're so compelled to create, right? Back to that point. But then there's the part of us that's like, but what if I don't do it? What if it doesn't work? It's not working. It's not happening. But I think it is equally as statistically viable that it will work if you're taking action. But if you take no action, it's definitely not going to work. There's like guaranteed.
I guarantee.
It's not going to work, right? So,
yes.
It's there. You already have it. You already know what to do. You know what needs to happen. But you're choosing to let the demons win. I don't know. You're choosing not to. But you can choose to do it. Even if you make the video that's like, I didn't feel like making the video. Then you still made the video. Do it.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. So this stream is dedicated to Bubba Sparks. Ugly up in here. Bubba Sparks. Yes. That's super funny.
Yeah, so.
I actually, we'll talk about it in a different stream, but I actually lived the whole Rich Dad, Poor Dad thing. So trust me, it's a good book. Mm-hmm. Like legit, very similar to Robert Kiyosaki. Actually, I've met Robert before in IRL because Hawaii boy, you know what it is. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how that can work. But the thought came to me when I was in the plane, and then what was super funny, we were sitting here after Katie and I was talking about it, and the YouTuber Rhythm sent her a video talking about make ugly videos, bruh. I was like, I swear, we used to say that all the time in the very beginning of the ECAM. Like, make it ugly, just do it. Actually, if you watch the first couple episodes of The Flow, I'm probably sure I said something about start ugly, or we used to say start scrappy. It's all the same thing. But you can stay there. You don't have to leave. I think before we would like tell people, start here, and then as you get better, you can go buy all of this different equipment or whatever. But if your content is good, you don't got to buy nothing. Up until maybe like a year ago, Tom Bellew, who is a multi-billionaire, Quest, the Quest bars at 7-Eleven or grocery store or whatever, that's Tom's company. Tom would sit up in his house with like a 2015 MacBook, a Blue Yeti, and a really crappy light, which I think was an outdoor gardening light. And he used to just pop crazy content. And he didn't have to do none of that. I mean, he was already a billionaire. So he would just come in and tell you what was in his head. His goal on YouTube wasn't to go and get lots of views and make money. That was accidental. He was coming to tell you what was in his head and how he built his business. So Tom would sit there with a protein shake in his hand, stirring it up, telling you about your motivations, right? He would be telling you about like how he, made it into this particular store, that store. He would tell you about, some of his famous books that he's reading or authors that he's met. And he would just be sitting in his kitchen. No studio. Now, his show popped off, so eventually he built a studio because he realized he could sell ads against it because he's what? A businessman. But Tom used to sit in his kitchen with a Yeti. I'm like, dude, you're a billionaire. Of course, this is me. Tom, how you sitting up in there dropping all that knowledge looking like a duck with that damn Yeti? And he was like, Doc, your broke ass need to shut up. I could just drop a bees, throw some bees on it. Just bought a Cadillac. Like, he was already rich. He don't care that I didn't like his Yeti. So, yeah, like, it's trippy. So now I think I want to correct it to tell people start ugly, stay ugly. You don't got to change. You can just beat her. Yeah. Just put out what you got to put out. Like deciding to up level and worrying about what's the next thing you're going to get is none of your business. Us gearheads, let us do. This is what we do. Yes. We can enjoy that mess. The rest of y'all just make. You could be an iPhone creator. Gretchen has a dope channel she showed me of a girl who lives in the freaking woods and she only has an iPhone and she has like over 3 or 4 million people that just watch her live in the woods with her phone and her dog and her van. So yeah, she don't need it. I think she just bought a Sony like 6 months ago and she didn't even know how to use it. If anything, the Sony made her videos worse because she was busy trying to figure out how to use the camera.
Yeah, putting extra barriers to entry. All right, Doc, give the folks 3 actionable steps or challenges.
Actionable or actionable?
Actionable.
She said it ugly.
I just said it.
Challenge and steps. Okay, first of all, you need to legit, 3 in a row. You need to legit 100% give yourself permission to create ugly videos. And I don't want you to tell yourself this because that's too easy. I need you to get out a card, a 3x5 card, a piece of paper. Hell, let's keep it ugly. Get out an envelope with a bill you ain't paid yet. Flip it on the back in the clean space and write, I will make ugly videos. Post it up where you can see it. Open the envelope, take the bill out, get yourself ready to pay the bill. We don't need none of y'all arrested. But right on the back of some crusty piece of paper, I'm going to make ugly videos. That's the first step. Second step, today, not tomorrow, not the next day, today, you need to go make an ugly video. I don't care what it's about. You need to make an ugly video and post it. And then the last step is congratulate yourself for stepping up because you got to celebrate the victories. Now, here's the funny thing. This is dawned to me because she's sitting right here. It's not an ugly video, but Katie makes the weirdest posts, but now I look for them. she posts the carpet wherever we go. When we travel, she takes a picture of the carpet. And now I'm looking for it. So she was out of town last week. I'm looking for the carpet post. And that's not an ugly post. That's a personality trait, right? But it's just like that. Like, who goes around making posts of the carpet? She didn't need nobody's permission. This is what I like. So I'm going to post it. And now I'm looking for it. When I see a weird carpet or a unique carpet or something, I will post it and tag Katie. Katie, look at this carpet. Right? And it's just a thing. Everywhere we go. So if you look at her feed right now, you're going to see every couple of months when we go to an event, there's the carpet. And then there's Katie's feet, her Vans. Got my Vans on because they look like sneakers.
Yeah, well, when you show up, you win.
Right?
You show up, you win.
You show up,
whatever
you win.
the series is, whatever the content is, whatever the idea is, like, okay, yeah, I get the niche thing. I get the strategy. But like most of us are not even at that level that we need to be thinking about that if you're not cranking out enough content and you're too scared to make the video. So you're putting the wrong thing first. So throw that out. Like I like throw it out. There's people who are winning from just doing whatever they thought about 20 minutes ago while they were sitting on the toilet.
Yes.
They're winning.
Winning.
And it's not that it's a race between you and them, but there is action being taken, you know? And if you're not taking action, you're only staying still.
Action.
Welcome for coming to my Lou Talk.
To my Lou Talk. Yes, no action is a distraction. All right, let's go. This was good. Like, it's really crazy that the topic just came to me and it's not on our list, but we can add it to the list retrospectively.
Hey, you know, that happens to us. That's
And-
what we like. We speak from the heart and what is being called to us and compelled to us. And when you said this topic, I actually was like, I did an audio recording about this yesterday. And I was like, yes, let's do it.
Every time you
Absolutely.
make one of those, I keep telling myself, yo, I got to remember to do that. And I just don't. And so you always come up with these just incredible videos. And then you put out something you put a lot of time and energy into. And that's a thing. The Batman, like, pull the calendar into the month joint. That was just freaking sweet. It was gold. It took you hours, right? But you'll just
Did
post
that? No.
up. Oh, you did it?
Well, Will made that one. So actually, I don't know how long it took. But
Will pulling his pants up. That was the best part.
but that's like a series that's not like,
Yeah.
it's not in my niche, but like it's
But
something
you
I
see what I'm
love to
saying?
do and it's fun.
And imagine all of the time you put into that, it might not get the same traction, but now that's a thing, and you guys are doing that because it gives you a certain amount of enjoyment for yourself. So you know, and people always ask about strategy, and I was telling Paul and them this weekend, man, all strategy is autobiographical. So, like, it might have worked for that person. That don't mean it's gonna work for you. You gotta find your way. As they say, you got to get in when you fit in. But you ain't fitting in nothing but the couch. So get up. Get up. Go make an ugly video real quick and then just say hashtag unstuck at the end.
Hashtag unstuck. I can't wait to see it.
I'm
I definitely need to make some ugly videos today.
Hey,
Definitely need to do it.
I get a good
so.
chance because I got to make video from the hotel. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
missing all of my equipment. It's missing my studio. Look, I am in a fully accomplished studio. As a matter of fact, I put most of this together here, myself, Katie, and I. But it's just weird because I'm not in my house. I'm not in my purple spot. So even this is different, even though I've done this a bunch of times, right?
And I think the most exciting, the most creative I feel is when I'm out of the fishbowl.
Yeah.
When I'm out of the fishbowl and I'm like, oh, we could do anything. Because now we have the constraints of just like what we have.
Yes.
And I have to get creative with just what's at hand. So I'm like, Doc, give me your bag.
Oh my God. There you go.
Because I gotta make a video.
All right, it's on. So
Yes,
listen,
let's do it.
We're gonna be bugging the heck out of y'all at camp next week. Y'all gonna be like, you make an ugly video today? Let's go.
Yes. Did you make a video? Because I will say last year there was like, I'm like, why isn't there more posts? Why aren't there more little reels or little stories or anything? Like, there were some people posting, but like, I wanted more.
Yeah, people were
Like-
posting their friends, but you're at creator camp. You're friends with these people all the time. And you're together. So y'all could have collaboration up in here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Good.
on. All right.
All right. Make something ugly. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. This is Doc Rock. You can find him all over the internet at Doc Rock. Also get your Doc Pops
Bingo.
while the getting's good.
And also with Mary Lou, you can find Mary Lou all over the internet as Mary Lou Mando, making all kind of crazy videos with the blender up in here doing it. I make like you shaving with the blender. I don't even know what you're supposed to do with the blender. Don't start me lying. Yo, Stevie said challenge accepted. Guys, you have officially been unstuck.
Permission granted.
Permission granted. Yo, that needs to be just roll up on people, walk past them. Permission granted.
Permission granted. We just whisper in them.
Just whisper in their ear, like, I see dead people. Permission granted.
Oh, this was a good topic, Doc. This was a really good topic. And
thank you.
I was feeling it as well because I had somebody on Flip ask me that they were like, oh, I feel like I'm too old. And I was like, excuse me. When did we stop buying things? Is there an age where we stop shopping? Is there an age where we stop just like existing in society? I'm still looking. Because like the logic doesn't logic for me. So I want you to do it. You know, I've been seeing a lot of like my feed is showing up a lot with this like way to make it on YouTube over 40. Right. And it's like,
yeah, my feed's been showing me a lot of that mess too.
And it really breaks my heart. Like, I get it. Like, you wait. Like, I'm going to end up putting this stuff in topics because it is hitting and people are needing to see it, but also to do it in like our way where we're like, but this is really applicable to everybody. It's just you're feeling some kind of way because you hit a milestone. And I was like, stop showing me
got
this.
Those numbers from, bro. You know, not even that long ago, like just over 100 years ago, hitting 40 would be like winning the damn lottery.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, making it to Paul's age, you had to be rich. Paul is over there like, what? What?
Yeah. No, these like this topic is just, it's everywhere. I thought it was really just my feed, but I'm saying if you're seeing it, Minnie's saying she's seeing it.
I think I know
like,
why.
Good Lord.
Okay, so I've always said this, miss, but I think Omar made a video about 3-4 months ago, and I think everybody's trying to trend jack Omar.
It's late now.
Yeah, but I mean, is it though? Because we never stop being old.
That's true. I don't know. Whatever, you need to do it.
What the funniest thing is, like, I could take you back streams 4 or 5 years ago. I always said the one advantage that we have is we have lived experience. And all these guys are talking about that in their videos. And I'm like, yo, bitch, I've been saying this shit this entire time.
Yeah. And that's where like timing kind of gets frustrating sometimes.
Yes, it is
like,
extremely frustrating. I know
I was making, like, if you go back into my like old YouTube videos, I had like in 2015, 2016, I was making a show that was called 59 Seconds because sometimes a minute is just too much. And I was doing videos that were 59 seconds and like would rapid talk. And now that's the norm.
Yeah.
And I remember when like short form stuff started to come out, I was like, oh, I was already doing that. But I didn't just capitalize on the thing of the moment.
Yeah.
You know, just because I already did it, I was like a little grumpy about it. So yeah, maybe we need to lean in.
That's how when TikTok came out and started growing, I was like, man, I invested so much time in Vine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yo, I was pretty sick with 6 seconds. And then they made 15. And I'm like, okay, now I got to make it 15. No, I could have kept them at 6. Like I was getting really good at figuring stuff out in 6 seconds, like how to do a whole cup of matcha in 6 seconds. And then so it's funny how it's easy to even derail yourself just because the platforms change up some stuff.
Yeah. One last thing I want to ask about, and just kind of bring up is no matter what your political standings are, that Kamala Harris went on to call her daddy, I think is a very, very big deal for creators, because what we're doing is mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
What we're doing, the audiences that we're building, the people we're speaking to is important. And we have to be showing up. You know, that show, she started that podcast, Call Her Daddy, in like 2018. It was on Barstool Sports. Like, it was like not what it is now.
Right.
But she had to have started it and to do one of the very few long form interviews with a presidential nominee. You know? So if anything, just know what you're doing is important at any level that you are doing it, with the skill level that you're at right now. It is important that this thing that is knocking around in your head gets out and into the world.
Yeah. And what we're doing definitely matters, because now more and more people who we like to put non-traditional, that's another one that's starting to get on my nerves. Non-traditional. Who set the traditions? It normally wasn't us. So
Yeah.
I feel like non-traditional is somewhat of a dismissive word at times, but it's one of those things where we are becoming a bigger part of the general media diaspora than your standard broadcast situation. So there's that.
Good. Well, Doc, I think you need to go get some coffee or get some sleep.
Sleep. All right.
Good.
Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Woo!
You know what they say? See you.